Imagine being born into a world where everything around you is massive, and you're expected to be the biggest of them all. But you can't even move without a struggle. You're sluggish, misunderstood, and often seen as a monster of nature. Sounds terrifying, right? Well, that's the life of a giant anaconda. From the moment they hatch, life is full of challenges and and trust me, it sucks. But don't just take my word for it. Let's dive deep into the struggles of being born as one of nature's most formidable, yet most unfortunate creatures. Welcome to the world of the giant anaconda. Part 1. The Birth of a Giant. Introduce the biology of anacondas and what it means to be born as one. Briefly explain that anacondas are born live, not hatched. Describe their size at birth. Highlight how newborns are already several feet long and what that means for their immediate survival. Discuss their natural predators at birth. Even though they are born large, they aren't invincible. Humorous side. Imagine being a tiny human in a giant, overgrown world with things trying to eat you. Key fact, giant anacondas can give birth to up to 40 babies at a time, so they're often in competition from the get-go. Part 2. The struggle to move. Now dive into the physical limitations and how being huge isn't always an advantage. Explain the challenges giant anacondas face with their size. Moving through dense rainforests and swamps isn't easy when you're a massive, thick snake. Highlight how they must deal with mud, water, and tight spaces that make mobility a nightmare. Discuss the energy they expend just to get anywhere, moving slowly and methodically, relying on their stealth and strength. Humor section. Imagine trying to squeeze into a tiny restaurant booth, but instead of a booth, it's a swamp, and instead of a person, it's a 30-foot-long snake. Now you get the picture. Part 3. The constant hunger. Expand on their eating habits and the frustration of needing so much food. Describe the metabolism of anacondas and how they need large meals, which aren't always easy to come by. Talk about the struggle of catching prey, because they often rely on ambush and can go without food for weeks. The pressure to eat is always there. Contrast this with other predators that may have more consistent food sources. Humor section. Imagine living in a world where you're always hungry, but the food you want is smarter than you and keeps running away. That's basically an anaconda's daily life. Part 4. The social isolation. Explore how anacondas are solitary creatures and the impact of loneliness on them. Discuss how, unlike some predators, anacondas aren't pack animals. They spend most of their lives alone. Explain how this isolation impacts their mental state, survival instincts, and even their mating rituals. Mention how, because of their size and dangerous nature, anacondas often have little to no interaction with other animals, which may result in loneliness. Funny side, you think your introverted friend has it bad? Try being a giant snake that can't make any friends, not even with other snakes. Part 5. The danger of being so big. Address the real-world threats anacondas face due to their size. Discuss the dangers of being one of the largest snakes in the world, not just other predators but humans, habitat destruction, and poaching. Even though anacondas are apex predators, their size makes them more vulnerable. They can't hide as easily, and when they do get into a fight, it's all or nothing. Detail how large anacondas are often seen as a threat to humans, making them a target for people who fear them. Key fact, despite their size, anacondas still fall prey to larger predators like jaguars, who know how to take down a massive snake. Part 6. The struggle to find a mate. Focus on the mating process and the challenges of reproduction. Describe how mating for anacondas involves fierce competition, with many males vying for the attention of a single female. Explore the strange and sometimes violent mating rituals. Humorously compare it to the awkwardness of online dating or trying to impress someone at a party. Funny moment. Imagine speed dating, but the other person is 20 feet long and only cares about mating with you to pass on her genes. It's not exactly a fun time. Conclusion, the final realization, wrap it all up by reflecting on why it truly sucks to be born as a giant anaconda. Summarize the challenges and struggles anacondas face from birth to adulthood. Reflect on the paradox of being a creature with so much power, yet so many hurdles to overcome. End with a note of empathy for the anaconda, a creature both awe-inspiring and misunderstood. At the end of the day, while anacondas are incredible creatures, life as a giant snake isn't all that it's cracked up to be. The next time you look at one of these majestic snakes, remember, it's not all luxury and free meals. It's a constant struggle for survival in a world that's just too big for them to handle. So maybe being a giant anaconda isn't all it's cracked up to be. Maybe it just sucks. Subscribe us for more.